Hey there guys, how are ya? So I'm going to be reviewing Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, which is a movie that is very controversial at the moment. So it turns out that Bruce Wayne was actually there during that destruction of Metropolis, simply because of that big fight between Superman and General Zod in Man of Steel. So next thing you know, the Dark Knight and the Man of Steel pretty much have their battle. So I'm just going to say right off the bat that I do not hate this movie. Like under any circumstances, okay? I think it has a lot of problems. I think they could have done things that could have been way better. They could have took out some things. They could have added some things that were way better. But overall, I do think it's still a good movie. Batman, he's cool. You know, Ben Affleck is Batman. I think he does really good as Batman. He's playing the version that's based on the Frank Miller, A Dark Knight Returns graphic novel. And no, absolutely no problems there. Superman, Henry Cavill does a really good job as Kal-El slash Clark Kent slash Superman. No problems there as well. I really love Amy Adams as Lois Lane. She does a really good job in here. Overall, I think all the actors and actresses do great. Well, not necessarily great, but they do really good. But okay, let's get to Jesse Eisenberg for a second here. Jesse Eisenberg, yeah, on the other hand, he's not a really good Lex Luthor. Let's just be completely honest here. Yeah, Jesse Eisenberg is not a good Lex Luthor whatsoever. I didn't think he gave a horrible performance. Now, to an extent, he did give a really bad performance as the character Lex Luthor. I definitely agree with that 100%. But, you know, maybe if they could have took out Lex Luthor entirely, in my opinion, and they could have thrown in, like, a Batman villain in there, like, the Joker or the Riddler, I thought that Jesse Eisenberg would have been perfect as a Riddler. He would have just knocked it out of the park as a Riddler. So yeah, that's definitely something that no one ever talks about. I've seen every single review, and everyone never mentions this, that Jesse Eisenberg, like I said it previously, would have been dominating as the Riddler. He would have dominated for sure, because like his acting in this movie, it feels like the Joker or the Riddler. It really feels that way in this movie, and I thought he would have done great as like either the Joker or the Riddler. Because like his acting in this movie is just so weird. It doesn't even feel like Lex Luthor at all. Okay, so let's talk about Wonder Woman for a second here. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. I think she does a good job playing Wonder Woman. It's just that but as Diana Prince, I didn't think she was all that compelling in my opinion. I didn't think she was all that interesting as Diana Prince. I thought she was kind of boring as the character Diana Prince in my opinion. I personally would have thought somebody else could have played a better Diana Prince, but she does play a good Wonder Woman, so that's always good, and she does kick a lot of butt in here, so that's also a good plus too. I totally understand why Batman wants to fight Superman. It was because, well, he accidentally killed a bunch of innocent people during that destruction of Metropolis, when he was fighting General Zod. That was understandable. And, like, I'm not so sure if I understand why Superman wanted to fight Batman, but that's just kind of confusing to me. I'm pretty sure like a lot of people are going to comment that and just argue with me in the comments, but yeah, that is what it is. I didn't really get entirely why Superman wanted to fight Batman, but I understand fully. I understand completely why Batman wanted to fight Superman, because it made a lot of sense. So yeah, that's kind of my theory on that. So a lot of the reviews that I've seen were right. This movie was a complete mess. Yeah, there's a scene where Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, they have their final showdown with Doomsday. And, Doomsday, all right, so don't get me wrong, Doomsday looks really, really cool. And he's CGI, of course, and I actually really enjoy Doomsday. The problem with that is he's not in the movie a whole lot. He just has very, very little screen time, and like you don't get to see enough of Doomsday. Like the way they executed Doomsday was just not good. Like he just didn't feel like he was in the movie all that much. So yeah, like I said, the CGI was really good with Doomsday. I thought, I mean, I really did think that the CGI worked really, really well with Doomsday. It's just the problem is the execution just wasn't all that great. He's barely in the movie. He only has about like a few minutes of screen time, and it's really so bad. I wish I could have saw more of Doomsday. I just wish he could have had a little bit more screen time. It's just the final showdown with Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman felt forced. It didn't really feel like there was enough reasoning yet behind this final act and this final showdown. And yeah, Wonder Woman gets a lot of butt in here. Like that's the only time where you get to see Wonder Woman actually do some action. Like it just didn't feel like it had enough weight to this overall final showdown of the final act of the movie. I don't think it's terrible. I've seen way worse movies. But this movie wasn't too bad. It's still a really fun movie. It's still a really good Zack Snyder film, and I think Zack Snyder. I mean, like he has directed way better movies in the past. Like Watchmen, what probably my favorite Zack Snyder film, and 300 and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, he's a really good director. It's just that he's really good with visuals and like action and everything. It's just the substance. He really has a hard time trying to manage. And props to him for directing this movie. I think he does an overall decent job. I just thought that this movie could have been a whole lot better. Overall, I think that Batman v Superman is still a really fun movie with really good visuals that are great and stunning to look at, and really good action and all that good stuff. But it just wasn't enough substance there with all this action and visuals and everything. It's a really good looking movie. Don't get me wrong, and it's definitely a very fun movie. It's just a really messy movie at the same time. It's a big mess. So yeah, for that reason, I'm gonna have to give Batman v Superman a B. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Let me know what you guys thought of Batman v Superman down below in the comments. I will be sure to read it. There's a lot of controversy surrounding this film, so I'm really curious as to what people have to say about this movie in the comments section. So yeah, thank you very much for the support, guys. It really does mean a lot. Take it easy, guys, and take care, everyone.